Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World. Last time we started up our adventure to see basically every single Yoshi get kidnapped except for two, our green Yoshi and red Yoshi. And in this episode we're going to go ahead and play more than one level. I know, it's a miracle, right? But starting off, let's go ahead and swap over to our friend Flower Yoshi. I'm going to go ahead and do my best to show off basically every single Yoshi in this game, so every single level, we're going to be seeing a new Yoshi be played. So, let's go ahead and jump into level 1-2. The Bounce About Woods. So, let's go ahead and start off. Pick no badge because we don't want to be skipping this course like we did in the last episode. We want to actually play this level in its entirety. That badge is very useful to clear the course if you're stuck on a level, but I honestly find it very cheap just because I want to go ahead and actually explore these levels in their entirety. I don't want to skip out on playing a level. I want to go ahead and just suffer through it. Honestly, I'd rather just do that in mellow mode at that point because mellow mode makes things so much easier. You only take 2 hearts worth of damage in mellow mode compared to the classic mode where you take 5 hearts worth of damage. So you can last a lot longer in mellow mode too by just taking damage. So really, to me, I don't really find much of a point in skipping levels at all. I just rather play through the entirety and just suffer. It's just trial and error at that point. You'll eventually beat it because there is no life counter in this game. You can just constantly keep on trying and you'll eventually beat it. So right there we got our first flower, and as you can see, it was very cleverly hidden. It was in a secret little compartment that was just very hidden to the view until we actually stepped foot into the side of the tree. This game loves to do that a lot. There's a lot of hidden passageways and also a lot of hidden collectibles as well. So you're going to be seeing me basically stop and check literally every little crevice and every single little bead to make sure that we've gotten everything in an area. There's just a lot of hidden stuff that we need to go ahead and just comb over, just to make sure we don't miss anything, because there are missable collectibles in these levels. As you can see, we're in a new section now, but there is no way to get back to that previous section. So, if I missed anything there in the beginning, well, the only way to get it now is to restart the level. I have no other choice. So, I'm going to do my very best here to comb the levels. It will be easier later on to get a lot of collectibles, and I'll talk about that more when the time comes, but for now, I just basically have to just run around and just check things. There's no other way around it. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and bounce on this leaf a couple times, which, if you do that enough, you have a present drop from the leaf, and that gives you a flower. So, I definitely want the flower. I aim right here. Nice, clever shot. Kills the 2 shy guys, so sorry, buddy, but this is for science. I hope they buy it. So let me just go ahead and throw my eggs here. I'm going to just call these yarn ball eggs. I'm going to apologize in advance already for that, because in all the other Yoshi games, they're eggs, including Yoshi's Crafter World. Yoshi's Crafter World is the 3rd game made in this like similar-ish art style. It's not wool this time around, not yarn, but it's more like toys this time around Yoshi's Crafter World. So because of that, Yoshi's eggs are now eggs once again. They're not yarn balls or anything different like that. They are eggs, just like how they are in the other Yoshi games. And because of that, I'm just so used to calling these things eggs, because that's what they are in all the other games, so I already apologize for calling these things eggs when they're not, but yeah, that's just kind of a force of habit. Down below there we had Hidden Cloud, which make a trail of beads to appear, and we already have ourselves another Miiverse stamp. We already have 11 out of 20, that's not bad. That's a good chunk of the stamps right there. Entering this door, we have our first transformation of the game, Umbrella Yoshi. With Umbrella Yoshi, we can go ahead and press the B button to open up the umbrella. So, with this allows us to raise up pretty high, as you can see. But if you let go of the button, then you'll just float straight on downwards. So basically, this is one of those levels where you're going to just be tapping the B button here in order just to fly all around. So you can go up and down, but it's very slow. So you got to be very careful because you do have a time limit. You can collect clocks in this section, which will put you back up to 20 seconds every time. So if you're feeling very tight on time, don't worry. As soon as you get a clock, it'll automatically go to 20 seconds, which is a big help because if you're like me and you just comb every single part of one of these little transformation sections to look for beads, having the timer reset to 20 seconds is a godsend. Simply just because I'll let the timer go as long as I can, and then I'll hit a clock to reset it back to normal. So that just makes it a lot easier knowing that. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw a yarn ball at you. I'm going to go ahead and spin another one out at your friend. And right here, you want to have a couple different yarn balls ready because You want to go ahead and throw them at these blocks. And this last one, we can't really do anything with on top, so I'll just throw another egg at it. Or yarn ball. See, I caught myself saying egg. So used to saying egg because that's what they are in all the other games, but this one, yarn balls. Same concept, just different material. Literally, it's a different material. It's yarn. I'm going to go ahead and bounce on this tree here a couple times, just like how we did in the beginning of this level. 2 Shy Guys come out of the tree, but then also a package. I want that flower. So as you can see, that area is entirely optional. If you don't care about 100%, you don't need to go there. I do, so I wanted to go there. If you throw a yarn ball at the egg dispensers there, you will actually get more eggs. So throwing 1 yarn ball at one of those dispensers gives you 3 balls instead. So if you want eggs real quick, just throw 2 balls at that and you have 6 eggs coming out. Very useful trick to know. Wow, I cannot believe I got the Shy Guy with the bank shot. That is extremely lucky. I shouldn't have made that shot, but I did. I'm going to go ahead and collect these things of beads just to make sure there's nothing very special. And here, this is our final section. It's all automated. You just let go of the buttons here for a while, and that's it. Nice, we got another bonus game. I was hoping we would got another one. That way I get more chances at getting some extra beads. So there are a couple different bonus games here in Yoshi's Woolly World, but for a while we're only going to be seeing one, just because there are different bonus games per world. So in World 1, we're going to be just seeing one type of bonus game for a while, unfortunately. But after a while, I'm probably going to start avoiding the bonus game just because, for the sake of variety, I just want to go ahead and move on and not have us see the same thing over and over again. Luckily, though, we got a different version of the bonus game this time around. This one here, we want to go ahead and throw yarn balls up at the fruit this time around. So what I recommend here is these egg dispensers that are just shooting out eggs. You want to go ahead and do a ground pound. And in order to do that, you just go ahead, jump, hold down on the D-pad or the stick, and then you'll just go ahead and just slam straight down the ground, which will cause these things to spit out all the eggs that you need to get a maximum count of 6. Well, there you go. We got ourselves 3,500 beads. I didn't do as good in this game compared to the first bonus game we had in the last episode, but honestly, this one I have a harder time getting all these fruits with the egg shots. I definitely will prefer using the hasty control scheme here, just to go ahead and tap the button and just release it right away. It makes things a whole lot easier, honestly, for that bonus game in particular. But now clearing course 1-2, we got ourselves a new power badge. Not just that, but we collected all the yarn in this level, so we need together a new Yoshi. We needed the Treetop Yoshi back together. So, Treetop Yoshi is going to be our next guy to use, and he is very green. He's even more green than the Yoshi we started with. It's like a deeper version of the green Yoshi, if you want to be honest, especially in that nose. Let's go ahead and make our way over to level 1-3 here. The Sponge Cave Spelunking. It's a nice play on words. But for this level, we're going to go ahead and use our new badge that we unlocked, Make All Yarn Balls Big. This is probably one of the best power badges in the entire game, simply just because this does exactly what it says. Every single yarn ball that you'll collect will automatically turn into a big yarn ball. I haven't really explained what the difference are between the 2 types of yarn balls, but trust me, big yarn balls are really good. I'll explain here in a moment. But first, this is our friend the Chomp Rock. We can go ahead and push this rock around to roll over enemies, but more importantly, the Chomp Rock here is also used to destroy specific things that Yoshi can't destroy with his yarn balls. So this right here is a great example of it. Those blocks we can't destroy with our yarn balls. No matter if we're using small ones or big ones, they're just too strong for our yarn. But a Chomp Rock, on the other hand, can easily destroy those things. You can go ahead and push the Chomp Rock here to easily kill enemies. That Piranha Plant stood no chance against this guy. And also the Sponge Rock here is very easy to be destroyed with the Chomp Rock as well. So I want to go ahead and push them all the way in the hole to get ourselves some extra Meaver Stamp beads. And jump up here at the top with that little arrow spring. That's why I like to call those things. And you'll get yourself another flower. So there's our first flower of the level. Let's go ahead and continue onwards. This sign right here should be teaching me about the ground pound. So I've already mentioned this in the bonus level, but if you go ahead and press the jump button and then hold down the D-pad in the air, you'll go ahead and do a ground pound. You can cancel out of the ground pound by just pressing the jump button. You'll cancel out of it, so if you feel like you're going too far down an area, just go ahead and press the A button while ground pounding and you'll stop immediately. So, because we got the big yarn ball power active, as you can see here, these things are humongous. There's just so many big yarn balls here. It's insane. These are really helpful because you can go ahead and just constantly get yarn balls out of a dispenser very easily. You hit the dispenser and you'll always get 6 of these things. No matter if you hit it once or 6 times, you're going to get these right away. Now here, you're going to want to be pretty careful because I'm trying my very best here with the big yarn balls to not destroy the sponge around me too much, because the sponge here is very easy to be destroyed with the big yarn balls, and there's collectibles in this area. I don't want to miss these collectibles, as you can tell. So I'm taking my time here and being very careful with the big yarn balls. We go ahead and throw it at that little hidden area, which will give me some hearts. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can squeeze in here to kill this piranha. There you go. And now, that gives me even more hearts. I'm already maxed out on hearts. There's nothing in that area with the left, so let's just continue onwards here on the right. Spit this out, and anything you put in your mouth turns into a big yarn ball as well. So even though that was an enemy that would have normally gave us a small ball, this time around, nah, gave us a big one. And that's just because we have the big yarn power activated. Big yarn balls are just so much fun to play with, but also you gotta be extremely careful because in this level in particular, they're a problem. I haven't really described what's the difference between the normal size balls and the big yarn balls, but the biggest one is that the normal balls will be destroyed as soon as they hit an enemy. Big yarn balls, on the other hand, not so much. These things last a very long time. They're a lot more durable due to their size. So because of that, you have to be very careful in these sponge areas because it's very easy to destroy more sponge than you anticipate just because of how strong these yarn balls are. You can actually stop the yarn balls though by just using your tongue. If you tongue a yarn ball before it hits the ground too many times, you can go ahead and actually grab it and re-add the ball to your collection. So it's a very helpful thing to do if you want to save on yarn in the game. It was a trick you can do in Yoshi's Island to save on eggs as well. It's a very helpful trick, especially when you don't have the big yarn ball power activated like I do right now, because it makes just egg consumption a whole lot easier on you. Mainly just because the big yarn balls, since they don't get destroyed right away, they stay around for a lot longer. But this is a crucial trick for the small yarn balls because they're very easy to go through, especially if you're trying to just do a lot of enemy killing right away. You're going to be out of yarn balls really fast. Well, we made it to our second checkpoint here, so now we got a Chomp Rock to play with. Go ahead and push him down the slope, and he'll just go ahead and destroy some of the enemies and also the sponge blocks around us, so keep it pushing, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and collect that bead just to be safe here. If you jump in this little alcove, you'll have a little hidden area to explore, so you want to go ahead and grab those beads, but more importantly here, there's a hidden little ceiling you want to jump through, which gives you some beads and a flower. So, definitely wanted to get that. Kill this enemy and let the Chomp Rock fall because it will reveal yet another hidden cloud. And this one's important to hit because it makes platforms spawn. So we want these platforms here, just so we can go ahead and climb upwards and get ourselves another collectible. So here, I'm gonna just miss. That was a good shot. That one didn't miss though. So we want to actually hit the sponge ball to make that present fall through the gaps, which will give us another flower. That was a nice bank shot. I always like doing that. There are specific sections of the wall here you see that are curved. If you throw a yarn ball at the curved section of the wall, it'll actually bank the shot off the wall, which makes things a lot easier for hitting things further away. So I definitely like doing bank shots wherever I can like that, especially on a curved wall. It's just a lot of fun. Here I'm going to go ahead and throw the yarn just directly in front of me, and then just hover around the edges here. I might have made this a little bit harder myself, but it's not a big deal. I can just go ahead and throw another yarn ball and fix things. Here in particular, I want to go ahead and hug the left side because it has a flower for us, so I definitely wanted to get that flower. And conveniently for me, they gave me an enemy right before the ending here because I needed that enemy to just make this platform appear here in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and spin up my yarn ball here, and look at that, it's another Chomp Rock. Before I do anything with the Chomp Rock, though, I'm going to want to eat these Shy Guys. I don't want to kill them, simply just because if I kill the Shy Guys with the Chomp Rock, I won't be getting any yarn balls, and I'm going to need these. You'll see why here in a moment. Going to be pushing this thing around to kill all the piranha plants. As you can see, one of the plants was hiding a hidden little cloud for us to hit, which makes a whole bunch of beads spawn. So there you go. I am missing one of them. Well, this is bad. I had a feeling this would happen. I was really hoping it wouldn't happen this soon. So, I didn't get all the collectibles here, as you can see. I got 19 out of the 20 stamps. Now, normally, this wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm actually going to go ahead and complete the level with that kind of criteria. Reason being is because if you beat a level but you don't have every single collectible, the game actually tracks that. So, because we got everything else, we can go ahead and just enter back in this level and collect the one bead we missed. And there's no penalty for it at all. The other 19 beads that we collected that have stamps, they stay saved. So I can easily go back into this level and just grab the one collectible, beat it, and that's it. I don't have to do anything extra. This is a major improvement in my opinion compared to Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. You had to get everything in one run there, and if you miss one single item, you have to replay the entire stage and collect every single thing again just to have another chance at 100% the stage. But we collected enough of those stamps to unlock the 50 stamp patches, which means we have a whole new arsenal of stamps we could use in Miiverse if Nintendo didn't shut down 2017. Thanks, Nintendo. Appreciate it. But since we got all the yarn here in 1-3, we didn't have to get our Circus Yoshi. So, what I could do is I could play through this level again with Circus Yoshi. The thing is, though, I don't wanna. I wanna save him for 1-4. So instead, we're actually gonna go ahead and do something different. We're gonna head back to Craft Island here, and we're gonna make our way over to this building here, the Amiibo Hut. Here in the Amiibo Hut, you can go ahead and see all the different Amiibo that you scanned into the game, which unlocks different Yoshis for you to play based on said character that you've scanned. The Wii U and 3DS versions of Yoshi's Woolly World both support Amiibo, and a lot of Amiibo work with Yoshi's Woolly World. Although the Wii U version supports less Amiibo figures than the 3DS version of the game, the 3DS version of the game supports more Amiibo that were released around 2016 and 2017, so the later half of the Smash lineup, for example, and the Super Mario lineup will work with Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, while say if you scan something like the Bayonetta amiibo or Waluigi amiibo into the Wii U version of Yoshi's Woolly World, that wouldn't really work here. It would give you something else, but it wouldn't actually give you that character design. They never actually went back to update some of the amiibo in the Wii U version, but honestly, it's okay to me. It's a little bit of a bummer, but we have a lot of different designs to use. And I'm going to go ahead and scan my first tier into the game. So let's go ahead and go with the old classic, Mario Yoshi. I love his mustache on the nose. It's a very nice touch. Every single time we need to go back into a level and get collectibles that we missed, I'm going to be using a different amiibo Yoshi to go ahead and make that backtrack. I want to go ahead and show off some of the amiibo that I do have that work with Yoshi's Woolly World. And this is probably the best way to do so, simply because I want the Yoshis that you unlock in the game to get more screen time compared to the amiibo Yoshis, which are kind of glorified paywalls, if you want to be honest, since these figures cost about $15 a pop. So, yeah, I don't want to just mainly show off the amiibo Yoshi, because I want to show the things you can actually get in the game, not things that you can get with your wallet. Well, let's make our way back into World 1-3 here and get that thing that we missed. Going back into the level, as you can see here, any of the badges that we already collected, they stay marked. So this bead here had a Miiverse stamp, and as you can see, it still has the stamp icon on it. So if we collect it again, it does add it to the total, but it doesn't mean that that's the one that we go ahead and unlock the final badge that we need. So luckily, we don't have to collect every single last one of these again. We just have to get the one that we missed. But the badges that are unlocked, so the Miiverse stamp there that we already got, it's going to show up as we've already collected it, which makes it a lot easier in the backtracking. So if you see a thing that is already collected, just like how I did there, you can go ahead and skip that bead because you don't need it. But now, let's go ahead and cut to the actual bead that we need to go ahead and find. The one that actually has our final collectible in this level. I don't think this is how boulders work, Yoshi. I can still shoot eggs through it, though. That's interesting. Good to know this Chomp Rock doesn't have any collision from down here. That was weird. Really? Could've swore I jumped there, but didn't trigger the first time because I didn't jump high enough. So yeah, that's a thing this game loves to do. Usually your hidden collectible is probably the last one that you need. That's probably the one that you've missed. So now that I got our final stamp, let's go ahead and beat this stage and then continue onwards. There we go, we beat the stage now that we have every single Miiverse stamp collected. So let's go ahead and see that one final star light up. So I'm going to just go ahead and press the A button to skip through all that extra stuff. And as you can see, we only have 6 out of the 20 beads here collected that we needed. But because I got the final stamp that was missed, it technically counts as complete. So you don't need to get every single last one of these in one go. You can get these in as many tries as you want. Which is a good thing with how hidden some of these stamps and also flowers can be. I swear, if it's not a stamp that you miss, it's probably a flower or maybe the bundle of wool. Sometimes I find it to be the easiest actually to clear a stage with all your health compared to some of the collectibles, because some of those collectibles, they're just really hard to find after a while. But yeah, that was stage 1-3. So now with that cleared, we're ready to move on to stage 1-4, which is actually our halfway point. Once we beat the stage, we'll be halfway through World 1. So, with that said, I'm actually going to go ahead and end the episode on that note. Next time on Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World, we'll continue on here in World 1 with level 1-4. I'll see you guys next time.